24 decomposing bodies were found inside a southern Colorado mortuary owned by Pueblo County's coroner. Investigators today also say they found multiple containers of bones and human tissue. But investigators say they cannot tell us what they found in the coroner's house. This is video of CBI and local authorities searching Brian Cotter's home as part of the investigation into Davis Mortuary. Tonight, an effort to remove Cotter from his position as coroner is officially underway. Pueblo's clerk and recorder says his office got a notice of intent to circulate a recall petition for Cotter. Once that process is approved, the recall committee will have 60 days to collect over 16,000 signatures. It's important to note no criminal charges have been filed in this investigation so far. Aaron Vidito, though, spoke with a legal expert about what comes next. A lot of eyes are on this case, Aaron, and again, no arrests made yet.
And I spoke with Arapahoe County's former deputy district attorney. He tells me he believes this is strategic in the case, not only for the potential of a future prosecution, but because he believes Cotter's position as coroner could play a role in how this case moves forward.
Sometimes strategically, you want to further develop the investigation before you really bring the hammer down. There are a number of potential advantages to that.
Prosecutor and former Arapahoe Deputy District Attorney Eric Faddis has his eyes on the investigation into Davis Mortuary. So far, criminal charges have not been filed, which Faddis says could be for good reason.
Law enforcement doesn't want Brian Cotter to know all of the information they have yet. Perhaps they believe that there are more investigative avenues they need to explore.
But if and when charges are filed, be it against Brian and Chris Cotter or anyone else, he says prosecutors will likely be drawing from past cases.
In looking at the prior funeral home cases for guidance, we're in the neighborhood of decades in prison here.
John Halford, the owner of Return to Nature, could face prison time if he's convicted on abuse of a corpse charges on a state level. Those state charges stem from harsher penalties signed into law after the owners of the Sunset Mesa funeral home in Montrose were charged in 2020 with illegally selling body parts. Faddis says those harsher penalties could play a role here for Chris Cotter, but for Pueblo County's coroner, Faddis says there could be an added layer for the potential prosecution.
It is a dereliction of duty, and that adds a further layer of aggravation that might not have been present in some of these prior funeral home cases.
And Faddis says he's concerned about the possible impact on the criminal cases Cotter helped investigate. So I asked Pueblo police about this, and they tell me while this is all still under investigation, it is important to note they actually use a pathologist to conduct autopsies and determine cause and manner of death. Adam.
We'll be following the investigation every day. Aaron, thank you.